Hello, Hollywood Times viewers. Judy Shields here. I am excited, so excited to welcome back a talented singer-songwriter, Christopher Wyze. Hi, Christopher.
Hi, Judy. How are you? Great to be with you again. We had fun the last time, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, we sure did. And I've got some exciting news, folks. He's got a couple of Christmas. Yes, Christmas. Okay, you know it is the way it goes. We did have our Halloween. We're going to give thanks pretty soon this month, but then Christmas will be upon us. And he's got two Christmas singles, and we're going to talk about those. So, first off, this one's cool. And he just told me something off camera about this one, Christmas in Jail. Let's talk about that one. It was amazing. Very great sound, the lyrics. Oh my gosh. And the harmonica. Oh, loved it.
I love you, Judy. You can come on my show anytime.
Yes, I will.
So, Christmas in Jail, this song was originally recorded in 1929 in Chicago, and I got it written down here on August 13th. So they were a little bit ahead of the holiday season, but it was done by Leroy Carr and Scrapper Blackwell. Now, I live in Indianapolis, and Leroy and Scrapper lived in Indianapolis almost their whole lives. So, something that made it special to me was the fact that it's Leroy Carr and Scrapper Blackwell, and we've recorded other of their songs before. So when I stumbled across this one a while back, I'm like, oh, someday I have got to do Christmas in Jail. And, I don't want to make light of it. There are people who aren't home with their family during the holidays. And really, both of these songs, we'll talk about the other one in a minute, but both of these songs are really about being away from folks. And, that it's a little nostalgia. And certainly, if you're spending Christmas in jail, that's probably not hanging around the tree and the family and so forth. So it's Christmas in Jail by the great Leroy Carr and Scrapper Blackwell, great bluesmen from the 1920s and 30s.
So, when did you first hear this song and decide to cut it?
Oh gosh, probably a couple of years ago, but I decided to cut it just 6, 8 weeks ago, probably
Wow.
because a crazy thing happened, and that's the second song. We'll talk about that. But I had the good fortune to be in Memphis, Tennessee at the same time. A great UK British blues artist was there, and so we said we're going to meet and record a song. And we had the studio, we had the band, and I'm like, wow, this is my chance to record Christmas in Jail by Leroy Carr and Scrapper Blackwell. So it really only occurred to me a couple of days before we showed up in the studio on September 25th in Memphis, Tennessee at Royal Studios, which is a real historic studio in its own right. They say it's one of the oldest continuously operating studios still in the U.S. It's in an old 1915 movie theater, so you really feel the vibe in there. They recorded a lot of greats, Al Green and
Oh
and
man,
Rod Stewart and Buddy Guy and even Bruno Mars with Uptown Funk was recorded there. And so they
really?
made such great music there. And to be able to record there, Boo Mitchell, who runs the studio, was our producer, and Boo's a Grammy Award winner. And so it was just kind of a magic moment. And we had the idea of Christmas in Jail, but the songs of the 20s and 30s sounded a little different,
Yeah.
their style of blues. So we really put our own stamp on it. And I wouldn't say it sounds like the original, but it's more of a tribute in our own arrangement of
Yeah.
that great song.
Oh, yeah, it's like I said, it's the blues. It's really good. And I'm like, Christmas in jail. Hey, that might relate to more people than we think, right?
Well, it does,
Unfortunately.
but yeah, it's that thought of, Christmas. I don't know, it's always happy, but there's always a little twinge of sadness. You're thinking about people who aren't with you and so forth. And this song flips it around because it's the person who doesn't get to be there with friends and family who's the singer in this song, which is me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, a lot of fun and just great fun to do it with that great studio and band and producer.
So when you do some touring coming up, I'm not sure if you do any for the holidays, will you be performing this particular song, you think?
Yeah, I don't know that we have anything on the calendar here. I would love to do this song in front of an audience. So,
Yeah.
Judy, I might just hop on a plane and go out and sing it with the band for you. So
Nice.
that would be that would be fun.
Woo!
But it's such a cool song, and I love the groove that
Yeah.
we put behind it. So Yeah, no, I don't know, but I can't wait to sing it. Maybe I'll lighten up the holidays for my family with Christmas in
All
Jail.
right, cool. Video that and put that on YouTube. We'd love to see that.
Yeah, you got it. We do have a video. We filmed
Okay.
the entire session. So I had my good friend Coop Cooper, who's a filmmaker from Clarksdale, Mississippi, 90 minutes down the road from Memphis. And Coop came
Wow.
up and filmed the whole session. So when folks see the video, they'll get to see the band. They'll get to see all the
Oh.
workings of inside the real famous and just really glorious Royal Studios in Memphis.
So they're going to be released on November 7th, which is this coming Friday. Will the videos will be up by then as well, or
Well,
still
look at
working
this,
on it?
Judy. I'm crossing my fingers. I just got a text from my video editor. Hey, Chris, we got to talk. So, by golly, there's always a deadline. I know Hollywood Times has deadlines. Well, so does
Yep.
Christopher Wyze and the Tellers. So, we are crunch time, even for Christmas, which is kind of crazy, it's a couple months off, but we're hustling to get ready.
And also, Hollywood Times viewers, the Hollywood Times is going to be premiering this next song of his, which is called Heart's Christmas Blues. And let me tell you, we are so excited because that one, woo, the lyrics on that one are just great. It's a
Oh,
wonderful Christmas song. It's a great song for the holidays coming up. And who is that beautiful voice besides yours on there?
well, that is Emma Wilson. So I mentioned a kind of crazy thing, but Emma Wilson and I both work with the same record distributor that gets
Oh,
our music out worldwide. And one of the folks there said, "Hey, Chris, do you know Emma? Great blues singer from England." And I said, "Well, I certainly know of her." And they're like, "Well, we work with her and we work with you. You two ought to meet someday." And so
yeah.
I sent her an email and said, "Hey, Emma, we haven't met. And, great to meet you. Here's who I am. I'm familiar with your music." We had a couple of emails go back and forth. And she said, "Hey, I'm going to be in the U.S. In September. I'm doing a small tour of the Mid South, Memphis and Nashville and Clarksdale, Mississippi, maybe a couple other places." And I said, "Oh, that's crazy, Emma." I said, "Hey, I have a crazy idea. What if I wrote a Christmas song, a duet? Would you do it with me?" And she said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So it was like cool. It's like, okay, I'll get started. So I started writing the lyrics. We brought my good friend, producer, songwriter Ralph Carter in. He helped with the music. Then Emma joined in and we all collaborated together. So we're all co writers on this thing. And I literally met Emma for the first time when I picked her up that morning at her hotel on my way to the recording studio. So we had
Wow.
never met before in person. We just traded a few emails and WhatsApp chats. And so we had a lot to talk about, but we also had some work to do. So we showed up at the studio and we started to make the magic. And her voice is amazing. She
Yes.
just won the UK Blues Challenge just a few days ago in London,
Oh,
and she'll be coming to the U.S. Memphis in January to compete in an international competition there. So Emma's well known in Europe and making her mark here in the U.S. And we've had
oh,
some good uptake in Europe and here in the U.S. So it's just been great to collaborate with her. And by golly, she just about makes me cry when she kind of sings that song. She's got the cutie pie thing
yes.
going on, which I had fun writing some of those lyrics for her. So it was just a real joy to do it.
Well, what's it like? I mean, like, okay, so you said you picked her up. So what was it like
Yeah.
meeting her the first time and then, knowing that you're gonna go into the studio and then once you got in the studio, what tell us what that was like.
Well, it's kind of funny, but I felt like I'd known her forever. It's like I walked into the hotel. It's like, well, I certainly seen her videos. I know what she looks like.
Yes.
And out she pops, and I'm like, "Emma," it was a big hug, and it was like, well, we were just like long lost friends. So that was really cool. So I guess just the feeling between us was really, oh, this is great. We both love the blues and we came together to make a blues song. And so I think our hearts were kind of out there, just really ready to drink this whole thing in. And then in the studio, this was thrown together really quickly. I sent a very, very rough demo that I did with Ralph Carter. He plinked on the guitar. He's a beautiful guitar player. And I sang both my lyrics and Emma's because we sing and trade off verses. But I sang both parts and I sent that over to Boo, our producer in Memphis. and said, "Hey, Boo, this will get you close." So he obviously listened and had some great concepts in mind. We had their house band, which they got to be the tellers for the day, Christopher Wyze and the Tellers, and
Wow.
the Reverend Charles Hodges, Leroy Hodges, Archie Turner, Steve Potts, and Lena Beach. And we recorded it live as well. Might have gone in and tweaked a couple things, but being able to do it live and just stand there in that historic studio and look out of the vocal booth and see
Wow.
all these amazing musicians, uh, all of us creating this song together was, man, it's special, really cool. And that sound that comes out of Royal Studios, man,
Oh,
it's kind of haunting. We loved it. And the stories about two people that, they kind of had a little love affair going on, but, they drifted apart and they're each kind of reminiscing about what it was like when they were together. And,
oh,
in the
yeah.
song, they sort of said, gee, I wonder if we could ever get back together. I won't tell you what happens, but the song pays off the story. So there you go.
November 7th, this Friday, folks. You will be able to hear that. That's for sure. You guys sing so great together. So I'm waiting for another duet later on because when she comes back here, you need to do something else because you guys
Oh,
sound so well together.
She's recorded a song called Memphis Calling. She also recorded
Oh,
in Memphis a few years ago. So she's done some
okay.
recording here, and it's really kind of funny. I just love. I've listened to that song 100 times, not to hear myself, but
Yeah,
to
to hear
to hear
her.
the band and
Yes.
to hear Emma. And
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm kind of the straight man in the story. I mean, she's got all of these cool vibes going on. But wow, what a lot of fun it was! And we did it pretty quickly too. It's almost one of those things where you don't want to do it and run it into the ground, So
Right.
we were actually facing each other in the vocal booth. So we really were singing to each other. And that was really kind of fun, to be able to do it that way.
Will there also be a video for that? For the
There
song?
is a video. Yeah, we had
Oh
cameras set up
boy.
everywhere. And so we'll have videos for both of the songs. Heart's Christmas Blue, and then the other one, Christmas in Jail. So, yeah, those will be coming out. And we'll take you inside the Royal Studios and
Oh,
check out the band making music. It was fun.
yes. Videos are amazing too. So thank you we'll get those links once they're ready, once you get a hold of your guy. Get that
And
done.
hey, one thing, Judy, I think since the last time we talked, we had an album that was up for Best New Artist Debut Album in the Blues Blast Music Awards, and we won the award.
I
So our
heard that.
album,
Congratulations.
yeah, Stuck in the Mud, got recognized as the Best New Artist Debut Album. Look at that. They're stuck in the mud. Look at that crappy signature on there. Who scrawled that there, Judy? Oh, you're going to get the Fan of the Year award, Judy. I'm going to just vote now. And we don't count votes in the band. We weigh votes. So I have a big old heavy vote. So
Yay. Y'all
so
gotta
and
get this one. This is a good one, let me tell
oh,
you.
we love
Woo!
doing it. We recorded that one in Muscle Shoals. And then our second album is up for Grammy consideration, which, wow. I mean, I just started recording and releasing music, my own music. Oh, geez, not even 2 years ago. So it's been kind of a wild ride. Now we're being interviewed by Judy on Hollywood Times. And so all sorts of cool stuff has happened. But this is certainly a fun part of it. But it's been a great ride. And now to be able to do a couple of Christmas blues songs, when I started to write, I was like, oh, I got to think of all the blues songs. Well, of course, we all think of Elvis's Blue Christmas.
Mm,
And I just kind of tried to channel that thought. It's like, Christmas does make us a little sad and blue. We're always a little nostalgic for the way
yeah.
it used to be, or maybe our childhood, or maybe a relative or a grandparent who's no longer with us. And at
Yes.
first I was like, why am I doing the blues? It's like, well, that's a part of Christmas too. So
Yeah.
now it's been fun to contribute to the kind of the songbook of that.
And folks, here's another great one of his. Look at
Oh,
that. Oh my
that's the
goodness.
live album. There's that guy. That is
Oh,
a real cotton field I'm standing in front of
oh really?
there in
That's
Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Look at
So,
this. I mean, that's
oh,
why you want CDs, folks. Forget this downloading. Get CDs. Look at that. You get this great little booklet, have all these great pictures. You
oh,
see
we
the
do, yeah.
photographer, and you get to
You
pull
know,
out the
and that
CDs.
Yeah, that album has a DVD in it, as you know, Judy. So
Yes.
we
Ah!
filmed the live recording, and then
Mm.
me and filmmaker Coop Cooper filmed a documentary on the Delta Blues in Clarksdale, Mississippi. So there's a 50-minute film that's also included with the CDs. So you can get that. Go to bigradiorecords.com, and we call the film Wise in Clarksdale because I'm a Weisenheimer. I'm a wise
Yep.
guy, and we did the show there. We just filmed it live. It was fun. We filmed the show at the Juke Joint Chapel, and then we filmed the documentary in and around Clarksdale, Mississippi. And if you've never been there to see sort of where the blues kind of grew up in America, that's ground zero for it. So I wanted to show people what's going on in Clarksdale and where the blues come from. Well, that's where it came from. So get that CD and you'll learn all about it.
Do you have your award close by?
I'm waiting for it to show up in the
Okay, you
mail,
haven't
but
received it yet. Okay. So our next
I'll
conversation,
take,
you'll have it.
yeah, I'll take a couple of million photos, I can assure you, Judy.
Well, congratulations on that. That was well deserved.
Yeah, thank you so much. You know what the cool thing about those awards is you get nominated. There's a panel who reviews a ton of entries and things,
Yeah.
and then fans vote on it. So, we got fans all over the world. It's crazy. Our music's been streamed in 90 countries.
Wow.
The number two area where we've got followers is France. So we've got a lot of great
Wow.
listeners out there in France and across the U.S., parts of Europe. We made it on various charts in Australia, Germany, Mexico, Switzerland, on blues charts. So it's been fun to have people all over the world sort of part of our family now and listening to our blues. So hopefully they'll get a little Christmas blues from us too.
Cool. So maybe this time next year you'll have a whole album of Christmas blues songs, right? We're hoping.
Wow, that seems really daunting, but I don't know, Judy. Since you're the number one fan there, I might have to take your advice on that. I would love to do it, I'd love to do it. But
Oh.
I am working on some more songs for another album, so
Ooh,
we'll have more news about that. But Ralph Carter and I have kind of
nice.
shook hands on this deal and say, okay, Ralph, are you up for it? And he's like, heck yes, I am. And I'm up for it too. So we're making plans to record in 2026 and get a record out there again next year and get it out to all the folks who have been so great to listen to our music.
So how will our listeners be able to get Christmas in Jail and Heart's Christmas Blues? How will they be able to find those?
Yeah, it's available on any streaming platform. So whatever you use, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, you can get it there.
Okay.
You can download it, you can buy it and download it. You can listen anywhere out there. So that's where you go. You can always go to my website, ChristopherWyze.com, WYZE, and we always have links to that stuff there. And lots of pictures. I'm going to put up pictures of the recording session.
Oh,
We'll
nice.
have links to the videos there too. So if people want to learn more about it. Hey, and I even found a 1929 newspaper ad for the original recording of Christmas in Jail.
Oh,
So yeah, it's really cool. It was done by Vocalion Records. And Leroy Carr and Scrapper were kind of a big deal back in the 20s for people who were into blues music. So they advertised this as, their newest, greatest blues from Leroy Carr. And so I'll post that image of that print ad that appeared back in 1929 for Christmas in Jail. I'm an old advertising guy too, so I love all this old advertising stuff. It's cool.
folks, I have to share with you, we all have our dreams, and Christopher, he was in journalism, art, he's done all kinds of stuff. And here, what were you like in your early, like 60, and you just started writing? And I mean, look, you
Yeah.
can have your dreams. Look at kind of life he's got now in his retirement, closer to his retirement. He's like singing and doing Christmas songs and winning for this amazing album. I mean, and he's talking about Grammys. I mean, so when he comes to the Grammys, I will meet him there.
Oh,
I'll have to be tag along with him and his wife, and holding her veil or something, whatever it takes to be at the Grammys for when he wins.
well, I won't hold my breath, but I will go out there if we're nominated. I mean, even that's an incredible sort of honor to have that. And
Yes.
funny, Judy, you talk about that, but I was in Nashville over the weekend,
Oh,
and I was on stage at the Grand Ole Opry House at the
oh
Grand
my
Ole Opry.
goodness.
And now I wasn't singing or performing; I was actually handing out awards. So there's a big awards program for independent artists called the Josie Awards. And so I got to be one of the presenters, and I presented for Songwriter of the Year in a number of different categories. So that was great fun to be there and see a bunch of fantastic musicians and make a bunch of new friends. Cool to go backstage at the Grand Ole Opry
Isn't
and
it?
just see all of that stuff. So I'm just kind of living the dream now, Judy. I'm mainly just having fun and pinching myself.
Hey, you've made it to the Grand Ole Opry backstage, so pretty soon they'll have you front stage. You
Hey, the
go,
food
Scott.
wasn't half bad either. The spaghetti was
It's
pretty good.
it's pretty good stuff back there. Just to
Yeah,
walk through those, I got to go to, of course, to the artist entrance, which with thanks to Scott. And oh my goodness,
very cool.
you kind of just walk in and my heart just sinks and you see Roy Acuff, Minnie Pearl, then you see all the little mailboxes and it just, you just spend so much time and then you get to go to all the different artist rooms and God bless Jeannie Seeley. We dearly
Oh,
miss her already,
yeah.
but to see that she was in Minnie Pearl's room and it's just amazing. It's such and people you should go. You get to go backstage. They have tours you can take. I mean, the Grand Ole Opry is something that everyone who likes any type of music should go to Nashville and see that. So, and then maybe
Yeah,
look at Christopher.
yeah, and no question, and even our genre of music, the blues, it certainly weaves its way in and out of country music. You think of Hank
Yes.
Williams, I mean,
Oh,
you
oof.
think of Patsy Cline, a bunch of their songs,
Yes.
especially the kind of the traditional blues that or excuse me, country we think of, it's certainly kind of filled up
Hmm.
with kind of blues vibes all over the place.
Yes.
So I love that music, and I can't listen enough to it.
Yep, we have some exciting news. So thank you for joining us today. And we're so excited to premiere that song. It's good. We love Christmas. I love Christmas. And it's like, what? You want me to premiere it? Sure. Heart's Christmas Blues. And his Christmas in Jail will be out this Friday, November 7th. And we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us here at the Hollywood Times, Christopher.
Judy, it's always great to be with you, and I love the Hollywood Times and your readers, and thank you so much. Have
We
a great
appreciate it.
Christmas if I don't see you.
Yes, yeah, but we're not sure. Well, hopefully we can talk to you before, it'd be nice to talk to you about what's happening with these songs and everything
Yeah.
else because you got
All
a lot
right.
going
Stay out of
on.
jail.
Yeah,
Stay
you
out of
do the
jail at Christmas. All right.
you do the same.
All right. I
Okay.
will. Thank you. Bye, Judy.